Leanne.
Thanks so much, JJ. We're chatting about a synergy as well, a synergy between Country 101.1 and Sleep Country. It is great to have Kenny and Big Ginger, who've worked so hard on the phones. You've had a great time up there, though, haven't you?
Yeah, it's a blast. We love being here.
A dad, and you love being here because you have healthy kids.
Yes, thank gosh. Thank gosh. Piper and Liam, very, very healthy, yep.
Great. Now, Big Ginger, you're standing next to a man who couldn't resist teaming up with you for the actual Radiothon. Matthew Martin and son Cole, who has had a minor surgery. Minor for Cole, major for parents. It doesn't matter, does it?
No, it doesn't matter. Absolutely. It's nerve-wracking.
So what is it that you managed to pull together with your fantastic Radiothon, Kenny?
Are you ready?
I'm so ready. I'm so ready. We're ready.
Let's flip it. 1, 2, 3. Boom!
A big boom, a big Country 101.1 boom to the tune of
$70,000. I lost it. Where is it? And there's 22 bucks in there. Oh, 202 bucks.
You know what? It's all good. It's just all good. Every country song you want to have this kind of an ending, that's for sure.
Well played.
Thanks so much, Graham.
Fantastic number there from Country 101. You've seen some big numbers, Houghton, haven't you? Now, you've also helped us out. And have you had fun?
Yeah, I have great fun.
It's always great to hear those phone rings, particularly at this time of day. Kevin, talk about this hour, because we're into the 6 o'clock hour, and we're going to have a new number in just a few minutes.
Right, so for everybody that's tuning in to see the news right now, thank you for your patience. Please use this as an opportunity to call in and support CHEO. This is typically the biggest hour we have of our telethon every year. Please make it happen again, and don't wait for a miracle match. Just start calling now, because the lines will be very busy.
Houghton, what's your message before we go to the big number? What's your message to everybody out there? Why should they give to CHEO?
They should give lots of downs to CHEO, lots of money to CHEO to help the other kids like me.
To help other kids like you. And if people are just tuning in, what did you have to struggle with?
I had to struggle with leukemia.
And you did it with a brave, brave face.
And a positive.
And you're feeling?
Great.
Really great. Are you going to give me a 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
It's been great to meet you. Let's do a 3, 2, 1. Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1.
Our new number at this hour for the 2016 CHEO Telethon, $4.5 million. $4.5 million. $4,506,000. Thank you, Ottawa and this region.
Thank you.
Over the years, we have had to say goodbye to some very special friends at CHEO, and we pause now to remember them.
And we thank them all for sharing their stories and their families as well. I have Peter Bishop with me from Metroland Media. This is not Metroland Media's first telethon, nor is it first appearance on the telethon this year.
That's right, and we're delighted to be back again today.
You're very supportive of CHEO with some advertising space, and as well, you tell CHEO stories in many, many neighborhoods across Eastern Ontario and Western Quebec.
We do. It's such a great cause, and it's such a great part of the community in Ottawa, and we're just delighted to be involved.
Excellent. Would you flip that over, Peter?
I will.
And I would say thank you very much for a $10,000 miracle match. Thank you, Peter.
You're very welcome.
Pleasure to have you with us. Metroland Media $10,000 miracle match. Let us get to it. Shall we now? Yes, we shall. Love to have you with us. Thanks for being here. Means the world to us. We've got lots and lots and lots of experienced telephone volunteers. Many have been here for quite a few years. Always a delight to see them once again doing what they do best. Answer the telephone, listen to what you have to say, write down the amount, and then Metroland Media will be happy to match you dollar for dollar, up to $10,000. There are the numbers local for Perth and Brockville. Those are the numbers for you to call if you live in those communities. You can text CHEO to 45678. 613-738-1450 is the main number to call, or you can call us toll-free at 1-888-738-1450. It's a $10,000 Metroland Media Miracle Match. Less than 2 minutes to go. Just about 52 minutes to go in the 2016 edition of the CHEO Telethon. It's a pleasure to have you watching. It's a pleasure to have your support. It's important. And throughout the last 23 hours, we've done our best to tell you where your donation will go and what it will be used for. And trust me, it is used and used well. And every day, CHEO becomes a better place. And that's because of you. Thank you so much for your support. 613-738-1450. 1 minute and 16 seconds left. Metroland Media, your local community papers, doing a great job for us. As I mentioned, they help us out with advertising space to talk about the telethon, stories of success regarding kids who live in our community from all across the Ottawa region. 613-738-1450. A Metroland Media $10,000 miracle match. We can't do it without you. Can't do it without our volunteers here on the phones, that's for sure. But they come in to answer your calls. And there's not a lot of time, and I can tell you there aren't a lot of miracle matches left. This is a way to make your donation dollar go a long, long, long way. Your support is invaluable. It's for the kids, our kids, your kids. It's for the future. A strong hospital that gets better every day. And thanks to your support, it will. 613-738-1450. A Metroland Media $10,000 miracle match. Thank you so much for making that miracle happen right here. Yeah.
Well, Jay, this is a team where a lot of miracles take place, and they take place on the ski hill. It is really wonderful to have Tom, Ross, and Derek, and of course, Lucy and Rio. You gals both ski.
Yeah.
And you both know about CHEO. What's special about CHEO, Lucy?
It helps kids in need.
This weekend has been all about keeping our kids really healthy. And 26 years ago, how was this whole concept, Ski for Kids, born?
Well, it was a small group at the time of corporate donors that got together to raise money for CHEO in a corporate ski day that's evolved into the day that it is today. And corporate donors from across Ottawa and Gatineau come together for a terrific 24 hours of ski up at Mont Marie.
Well, it's beyond terrific. You have raised this year alone, gentlemen. Oh, do the honors, Ross. Let's flip over that check, gals, because you have brought along a check for CHEO. This is Ski for Kids, a check for
$150,000.
How great does it feel to say that?
Absolutely astounding.
You say it as well. Ross said it. You say it too.
Astounding.
$150,000 of astounding, Graham.
Fantastic number. Another great start to the final hour of the 2016 CHEO Telethon. We're here with Alex Munter, president of CHEO as well. Welcome back. We were talking yesterday about how much this weekend means, about how much the phones ringing, those kinds of checks, small and large, mean to the hospital through the foundation, and how it creates an environment that is owned by the community.
Well, you know, this is the most important weekend when it comes to the community's support for CHEO. And what happens on this weekend makes everything else possible at CHEO. You know, one of the things people don't always remember is the child and youth population is going up.
Right.
There's going to be 70,000 more kids in 20 years than there are today. And what that means is more visits to the emergency department, more referrals to clinics, more kids who need the care that CHEO physicians and staff provide. And so we really depend on this weekend to make a difference for those kids and families.
It's dollars and donations, but it's also sending a signal to other levels of government, to other places, that there is ownership of the institution here. And that's really how it started here too, right?
Well, this is a hospital that got started because moms, mostly moms, a few dads in there, but mostly moms, started organizing in the 1960s. They started raising money. They had coffee parties. They wanted there to be a children's hospital. And that grassroots support for the last 50 years is what's made it possible to today. For example, I know you had Dr. Osmond on earlier. There are 40,000 patients, 40,000 kids at CHEO involved in research.
Right.
And that research is leading to breakthroughs in cancer care, mental health, emergency medicine. You were interviewing somebody with inflammatory bowel disease earlier, which has in Ontario the highest rates in the world. So when somebody picks up the phone, when somebody logs on and makes a donation, it is literally changing the lives of young people in our community and around the world.
And it's all happening right here, something that none of us take for granted, particularly in this time when dollars are scarce. A huge supporter of CHEO, of course, is Stuntman Stu. He and his family wanted to be here badly this weekend, and we all know why he couldn't be, but they did send this message.
Hi everybody, it's Stuntman Stu. I wish I could be there with you in person this year, but I'm recovering from a bone marrow transplant. These are my kids, Mateo and Isabella, who have both used CHEO services over the years, and you've both been on the CHEO Telethon every year since you guys were little babies. Now look at you. So every year we donate money, right? And we make a check presentation to CHEO. You guys ready to hand over a big check?
Yeah.
Yeah, big check?
Yeah.
Ready? Okay. From our family to CHEO's family, we give $1,000. Woo!
It is so fantastic to see Stu, because Stu, you are here. You are definitely here with us in spirit, and Stu hasn't missed a telethon in 18 years, so now his record is true. Richard Gray is Stuntman Stu's boss. He's my boss. He's the big boss of radio and television for our whole region. Richard, it's so great to have Stu's energy with us today.
It is. You know, Stu makes this a part of his life every weekend that the CHEO Telethon runs, and we're thrilled to have him part of the program this year.
And for you, as the person who oversees everything that happens, what's it like to observe this creative energy and loving energy?
This is a fabulous production, and it has been for 33 straight years. And to just see the incredible giving that goes on, the energy and the enthusiasm of the group here, and to see the community jump in and support CHEO the way that it does over the course of the last 24 hours is incredible. I'm floored every year.
We're never disappointed by the Ottawa viewers either, or listeners. So thank you so much, Richard. I believe we're going to Graham. It was great to see Stu. Graham.
Wonderful to see Stu, and obviously a huge part of his family's life here at CHEO. We're talking to we've talked to a lot of doctors. We're talking to Alex Munter. I'm not going to give you extra letters when you don't have them yet. No, tell me a bit about some of the unseen things that foundation dollars are going to at CHEO. I was there earlier in the week looking at Project Stitch, and how that is going to change things immeasurably on the day surgery.
Well, Project Stitch, for example, will improve the patient experience. So when kids come in for surgery, and 80% of surgeries now are day surgery. So kids come in the morning and they're back in their own bed at night, which is, of course,
incredible,
which is the best thing possible. But not only will it improve the patient experience, it's really going to cut wait times, because one of our big priorities at CHEO is faster access. You know, every day matters in the life of a child, and too many kids wait too long for healthcare services. And so one of our big priorities is faster access, and we use dollars from the telethon every year in ways that will shorten wait times and that will get kids the care they need faster so that they can go back home, go back to school, be happy and healthy.
For the first time, some parents are quite taken aback by how quickly kids are back home. And that's because of research, because of technology, because things are done differently now.
Things are done differently, and the research, and one of the advantages of having a lot of research in a hospital is that from bench to bedside, it can improve the quality of care. And so we see that every year in pharmacology and surgical techniques, and in really focusing on getting kids back home, letting kids be kids. We don't want kids at CHEO Hospital. We want them to get the care they need and then back home.
We have a new number coming up. We're going to update throughout the hour, because this is the critical hour from 6 until the finish of the telethon at 7 o'clock. Let's have that big drum roll and let's take a look at our new number for the 2016 CHEO Telethon. We're at $4.7 million, $4,731,000. Thank you, Ottawa. Thank you for helping kids. Hundreds of critically injured children are rushed to CHEO every year. Its trauma team is there to help, and the group is trained to handle life. And some of the techniques they use are now used all across the country.
It's empty now, but this room is where the most critically injured children are treated at CHEO.
Children that, for example, have been in crashes, motor vehicle crashes, children that have been riding their bikes without helmets, that have been hit and have a major head injury.
When a call comes in, the trauma team springs into action.
Each member of this team has a specific job and task and responsibility to that child. So once the child is unloaded from an ambulance into our bay and onto our bed, that is when our work begins.
The trauma team is made up of 17 people, from neurosurgeons and nurses to respiratory therapists and X-ray technicians. CHEO is the only Level 1 institution in the region.
We are able to serve our community with highly skilled professionals that are trained in trauma, that we have the equipment ready and available to treat life-threatening injuries.
Each member of the team is paged to the resuscitation room, stocked to handle a mass disaster.
The trauma team arrives. In order to identify everybody, we get them to place a badge on. They write down the proper spelling of their last name, as well as the time that they have arrived.
That way, team members know who is doing what job. This communication board strategy has been implemented in trauma centers across Canada.
This is a very costly environment. We have a lot of equipment, a lot of medication, a lot of personnel that help with the trauma program, and we always need more to help us do our job right.
Donations enable CHEO to buy life-saving equipment like this Level 1 infuser.
It allows us to give a large amount of fluid, which are in a high rate and very warm fluid, especially in the winter.
Throughout the year, CHEO is focused on injury prevention and keeping kids out of hospital. A trauma conference is also held each year.
We discuss research, we discuss new advancements and how can we improve our practice, and of course new equipment.
I'm joined now by Bethany and Anthony from Costco. Costco has been such a wonderful supporter of CHEO over the years. Really, first class. And you not only provide us with much needed funds, your members come in and volunteer on the phones. It's really very much a team, almost a family effort on behalf of Costco.
Absolutely. It's beautiful for us to see, and the energy in the stores, and a lot of our employees are on the phones right now, so it's just beautiful. So they're all cheering for us. So
That's great. All right, not only is Costco helping us with volunteers and raising funds, we got a little bit more to come, but right now it's time for a miracle match. Why don't we flip that over and show everybody? This is a $25,000 miracle match. Bethany, Anthony, thank you both for being here. Let's put 3 minutes on that clock and let us raise some money for the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. Less than 40 minutes to go in the 2016 edition of the CHEO Telethon. This is a $25,000 miracle match brought to you by Costco, our great supporters at Costco. Fabulous phone volunteers. We want them all working hard. Those phones will ring, they kind of ring in sequence, front row, middle row, and then up to the end row. They'll all be ringing thanks to Costco. $25,000 miracle match. And the folks from Costco are smiling, and they're going to be working very hard over the course of the next 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Be generous, and we thank you for your support. Thank you for caring about health care for our children. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for your generous donations. Couldn't do it without you. 613-738-1450. And just over a little more than a half an hour to go in this edition of the CHEO Telethon. $25 becomes 50, 50 becomes 100, 100 becomes 200. That's the way it's working right here at the EY Center on this spectacular final hour of the CHEO Telethon. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. We're halfway through a $25,000 miracle match. Biggest one of the telethon so far. 1 minute and 17 seconds. So call us, 613-738-1450, and I guarantee something. Once you hang up that phone after you've made your pledge, your donation, you're going to feel great. And you're going to feel really good because you've done something extremely important by making that donation. Health care for our children. Most important precious resource we have, our kids. Let's plan for the future. There's a $200 pledge. Who is that from?
From Mrs. Lee.
Fabulous, Mrs. Lee. Thank you for that $200 pledge. There's $400. Andre is on the telephone. Right after we acknowledge Mrs. Lee, the phone rings again. This is how these are supposed to work. Costco's helping us with a $25,000 miracle match. The number, once again, 613-738-1450, or toll free at 1-888-738-1450. They're the regional numbers at the bottom of your screen. Yes, you're all in the miracle match. We're all in this together. We're all here for the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. Costco has always been here. Thankfully, you have too. Thank you for making a miracle happen right here.
Every child deserves hope and healing, specialized care. 170 hospitals, 14 in Canada. There's one near you. They all need your support. Children's Miracle Network, helping local kids.
And TD most certainly helps local kids. Really delighted to be joined by Meg Jones and her daughter Peyton, who is, well, clearly needed because this is a very heavy check. And Meg, speaking of heavy, a profound relationship, a very, very long-lasting relationship between TD and the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario.
That's right. We've been partnering with CHEO for over 22 years, and probably our biggest event is our annual 17 years running baseball tournament where we raised a whopping $95,000 just last weekend.
You say that in such a way. Now, I didn't tell you that Meg Jones' job is as the VP of credit cards. A $95,000 limit on a credit card. She does not want to hear from you on any of those issues, but have to say that $95,000 added into a total which is absolutely astounding. We would love you, someone who's really comfortable dealing with those figures, to flip over, with Peyton's help, flip over this check from TD Bank on a total of
$484,000, 288.
Can you believe that, Graham? Events too numerous to even mention, but the main one, of course, the last, that is absolutely hug-worthy. It's always good to be close to the banker, Graham.
Nearly $500,000. What an extraordinary donation. And Alex Munter is here, and you've got another extraordinary donation from an individual.
Yeah, I want
high number.
A shout out for Dave and Ann Trick. I know they're watching in Rideau Ferry, and during that Costco Miracle Match, they called in and made a $10,000 donation. So Dave and Ann, thank you. Thank you for your support of the kids.
Such a fantastic, generous
They've been
offer.
great supporters of CHEO for a long time.
It's wonderful. And you talk often about, and I just want to quickly talk about the costs of things, because that's what a lot of this money goes to. People expect a hospital to be expensive.
Well, you know,
how expensive?
Well, just this past year we bought a cart washer, and the way to think of that is like the dishwasher you have at home, and a cart washer is used to clean, disinfect all the surgical and dry all the surgical equipment, the surgical tools and implements. $328,000, a bit more expensive than your dishwasher at home.
Just a little bit.
Almost the price of the average house in Ottawa. And so it just gives you a sense, and every cent of that $328,000 came from this telethon. So when people are calling in, when they're logging on, when they're donating, this is where that money goes and the difference it makes.
Not just because it's so important to keep things sterile, but again, it's not like the dishwasher in your home, and it's a good reminder that just the basic, that's a basic need.
It's a basic need. It's a basic need, and we depend on the telethon for that.
Well, and the telethon has a new number. We're going to keep updating the tote board as we go through the hour because it's getting closer to the end. Look at that. We're up to $5.4 million. $415,325. Thank you, Ottawa and region. And we would like to thank all of you for donating today, for giving generously throughout the year to CHEO. And we want to pause now to remember some very special children.
Hello, God. It's me again. 2 a.m. room 304. Visiting hours are over. Time for our bedside tug of war. The sleeping child between us may not make it through the night. I'm fighting back the tears as she fights for a life. Well, it must be kind of crowded on the streets of heaven. So tell me, what do you need her for? Don't you know one day she'll be your little girl forever? But right now I need her so much more. She's much too young to be on her own, barely just turned 7. So who will hold her hand when she crosses the streets of heaven? Tell me, God, do you remember the wishes that she made as she blew out the candles on her last birthday cake? She wants to ride a pony when she's big enough. She wants to marry her daddy when she's all grown up. Well, it must be kind of crowded on the streets of heaven. So tell me, what do you need her for? Don't you know one day she'll be your little girl forever? But right now I need her so much more. She's much too young to be on her own, barely just turned 7. And it must be kind of crowded it must be kinda crowded on the streets of heaven. So tell me, what do you need her for? Don't you know one day she'll be your little girl forever? But right now, I need her so much more. But Lord, I know once you've made up your mind, there's no use in begging. So if you take her with you today.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I just want to be, I want to be a gardener.
And it must be kinda crowded on the streets of heaven. So tell me, what do you need her for? Don't you know one day she'll be your little girl forever? But right now, I need her so much more. But Lord, I know once you've made up your mind, there's no use in begging. So if you take her with you today, will you make sure she looks both ways? And it must be kinda crowded on the streets of heaven. So tell me, what do you need her for? Don't you know one day she'll be your little girl forever? But right now, I need her so much more. But Lord, I know once you've made up your mind, there's no use in begging. So if you take her with you today, will you make sure she looks both ways? And it must be kinda crowded on the streets of heaven. So tell me, what do you need her for? But Lord, I know
High five.
once you've made up
There
your
you go.
mind, there's no use in begging. So if you take her with you today, will you make sure she looks both ways? And it must be kinda crowded on the streets of heaven. So tell me, what do you need her for?
You know what's really, really impressive about Evan? He's always got that smile on his face. Yeah, that one.
So if you take her with you today,
Gold 6 ready for inspection.
Excellent. And it must be kinda crowded on the streets of heaven. So tell me, what do you need her for? Would you hold her hand when she crosses the streets of heaven? The streets of heaven.
Very special children, thank you. You continue to inspire us every day. Time for another miracle match. Tartan Homes, founded by Wes Nichol in 1966, rapidly becoming an Ottawa leader in community development and home construction. Long history of supporting a wide range of worthy causes at home and abroad. Wes's sons Ian and Bruce now manage Tartan Homes, maintaining their family tradition of giving back to our community. Pleased to have Tartan Homes as a first-time miracle match sponsor. $10,000 Miracle Match. Thank you, Tartan Homes. It is time for another Miracle Match. It is now going on to 7 o'clock. There won't be too many more Miracle Matches, I can assure you, for I have the schedule. I can tell you exactly how many I've got left. I have one more after this. One to go after this. The birthday girl has just answered the phone. This is Annie Underhill, one of our champions for CHEO. And Annie celebrating today her 18th birthday. Thank you, Annie, for being here and doing such a great job. And Annie's working hard on the phones, as you can see. And we've got a bunch of our other champions come back year after year. We appreciate your support. They're thankful for the care they received at CHEO, and that's why they come back and do this. And we couldn't be prouder of them, we couldn't be more honored, and we couldn't be happier than we are to have their support. It means a lot. And Tartan Homes, a first-time Miracle Match sponsor. Thanks for coming aboard. Great company, wonderful staff, cares about our community and especially about our kids. Tartan Homes, $10,000 Miracle Match, 1 minute and 30 seconds. We are halfway through this Miracle Match. Got one more after that and after this, and that will be it for Miracle Matches for this edition of the CHEO Telethon. 1 minute and 12 seconds. $10,000 Miracle Match. Who are we hearing from? Lots of nice people, that's for sure. Thanks for being nice people. Thanks for being great supporters of the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. Less than a minute to go. Call to action. On the phone, 613-738-1450 or toll free at 1-888-738-1450. Nice to have you with us. Good to have you aboard. Thanks for being a partner with the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. Your generous donations mean the world to us. Once a year, we get together here at the EY Center. We ask for your support. Every year you come through. We thank you so much for that in advance. Telephone operators are busy as bees, and that's good. 17 seconds left to go, and a $10,000 Tartan Homes Miracle Match. Again, the telephone number is 613-738-1450, 1-888-738-1450. Tartan Homes and you together have made a miracle happen here at the EY Center. Thank you so much.
JJ, there are a lot of miracles underway here, and one who's about to unfold. We have Ryland and Ainsley and Proud Dad. We have Warren Chandler, who is a senior manager with CN. And Warren, you are reasonably new to our community, but you learned a lot about the power and the magic of this community very, very quickly, didn't you?
So true. You know, we moved here about 2 years ago, and with CN and our strong partnership with CHEO, we've had the opportunity to meet with all the officials, to view the hospital, and just to feel what it means to this community to be a part of. And I couldn't be more honored on behalf of our company and my family to be here today, but also to be involved in this organization.
All of that is amplified as a dad, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, just trying to keep an eye on them right now as we watch. And, you know, when you have children, your whole life changes. And having a hospital of this caliber in the community, you can't say enough good things about it.
And Ryland, who's winning here? Who's winning? We were measuring whose hand is bigger now? Did yours grow? Did yours grow? We have, this check is incredible. Ryland, and ask Ainsley, would you like Ainsley to help Dad flip over this check? But we need a bit of a drum roll from everyone on the phones if we could get that. Because this isn't an ordinary check. This is an incredible check. It is a check, Ainsley, to the tune of, Warren?
$953,446.
That is as close to $1 million as we can muster during this hour. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ryland. Ryland is full of beans, full of fun, and full of excitement over this, Graham.
Such a great number from the CN Cycle for CHEO, a great event, and one of the major events. And the minor ones add up, everything adds up. We're heading towards our close of our telethon here, Alex, and you wanted to talk about something that's we've spent a lot of time talking about this weekend, oncology.
Oncology. Well, you know, in the next couple of days at CHEO, there's a family's going to come to the emergency department because their son or daughter is having recurrent headaches or tummy ache.
Or we heard about a pain in the leg
or a pain in the leg,
something else.
And they'll come in through the emergency department, and a few hours later, they'll have a shocking diagnosis of cancer. I've met and spoken to so many of those families. It is the house comes crashing down on them, and I want the viewers to understand that telethon dollars go directly to supporting those families.
Yeah.
In terms of oncology care, a psychology program for cancer patients funded entirely by donors, but also many of our other programs in mental health, in chronic pain, in child life. You know, when kids have to be at the hospital for weeks and months on end, some of our cancer patients can literally live at the hospital for months, and so the child life program is there to help them still be children while they're in the hospital, and all of that supported by donor dollars that come through the telethon.
For many of us blessed to have children without cancer, the notion of that diagnosis in that moment, but on the positive side, the fact that here, now, you can help directly those families.
You can help those families with care. And also, you know, when Terry Fox started out his Marathon of Hope, most kids diagnosed with cancer would make it. Right. And today our survival rate is 85%, and we've seen some very sad stories when that hasn't happened. But research that's happening at CHEO that's also supported by donor dollars is driving those survival rates up, and that's a victory too.
It is, and it's a good thing to remember that that's an incredible statistic. The growth in surviving in families and kids that have survived
cancer. And that's all
cancer.
Research at hospitals like CHEO.
Yeah, let's take a look at the number again. A new number for this hour as we head towards 7 o'clock. $6.3 million, $6,378,891. Thank you, Ottawa, for taking care of your kids. Nick Francis is one of our kids at CHEO that you've probably already heard about to some degree. He was in a crash that was covered by the news. His story of survival is one of strength, of family, and the hospital that never gave up.
Nick Francis was a happy, healthy 16-year-old until he was hit by a car in Ottawa in April 2015. Paramedics thought he was an adult, and he was taken to the Ottawa hospital with major brain trauma. Nick plummeted into a very dark and vegetative state. It was not clear if he would live, let alone ever come back to his family.
He has what they call diffuse axonal injury, which means the brain was shaken, kind of like shaken baby syndrome.
The prognosis was bleak. On the eve of being transferred to a complex care facility where he would live in a vegetative state, his parents spent 23 hours straight begging Nick for a sign. It came, a thumbs up.
It was enough that the doctors looked at that and said, well, I think there's a long way to go, but that's something.
He was transferred to CHEO in the desperate hope that he could be brought back to his life.
They didn't dismiss our little pieces of hope, like they encouraged it and fostered it, and so it made us become more hopeful.
And Nick began to fight, and his sister noticed something remarkable.
One day we were reading together, and I noticed his eyes kind of glancing over the pages as I was reading to him.
They knew Nick was in there, but he still needed major surgery.
What the neurosurgeons at the Civic needed to do was they needed to remove a portion of his skull and allow his brain to be able to swell without being compressed by his skull.
Those skull pieces need now to be put back over his fragile and damaged brain.
Do you know why you're here? Surgery. Surgery.
We're going back and we're rebuilding his skull.
Nick came out of surgery incredibly well, fiercely determined to start rebuilding his life and his body. There is grueling effort to just get dressed.
Thanks for minimal help.
Minimal help, that's the deal. And eventually no help.
And he has to fight his way through hours of speech therapy.
Just like Rocky, I am strong. I am a hard worker.
That hard worker then has occupational therapy.
Stretch out. Bring it with your thumb. Good job.
And finally, physiotherapy.
Okay, so tighten this muscle here. Good job.
Our expectations were guarded in that his injury was quite severe. I'm happy to say, though, he surprised us. You have a hard-working spirit.
I do my best to keep it up.
Nice and tight on this, yep.
We're very hopeful that he will make gains physically and be able to walk.
Nice work, buddy.
Now Nick talks just 6 months after the incident, and he can explain what that thumbs up really meant.
Means I'm alive and I'm happy.
You're alive and you're happy, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost shocking progress. Against all odds, Nick is back.
He's teaching me about strength and courage. He's teaching me about family and the importance of family.
And it's that family that has made the difference, fiercely determined to never give up, to never stop pushing him for a sign. It never crossed their minds to stop.
I don't think we'd ever stop asking him to put his thumb up.
And now Nick, together with a therapy dog he once walked in his neighborhood as a favor to the owner, is showing just what a fighter he is. And that's exactly why this private family is sharing their story for CHEO.
If we can be that hope for someone else, that's what we want to be, because it helped through that dark time. How is your family helping you get through this?
My dad and mom help me so much. My sister supports me.
Against the odds, Nick has re-entered his world.
All the people involved, the paramedics, the hospital, there's no question, they saved his life. But I feel that CHEO saved his soul. We've got our son back.
So on that day, that couple days that we spent with Nick, he said something to me. He said, "When I see you next time, I'm going to walk to you." Here's Nick.
Yes, way to go.
I'm very well. How are you?
Feeling fantastic.
And you have made, even since I saw you recently, you have made incredible strides.
Nothing but the best. So I hope.
Yeah, you walked all over the back of the telethon earlier, and how long have you been walking now? A few weeks?
Honestly, I would say a few weeks, over a month or two. Brain injury, I forget.
He's working on his comedy routine as we speak. And when I first met you, you often had trouble remembering what happened to you.
Oh.
Do you remember yet what happened to you?
I remember a lot more, I'll tell you that. Not 100% of it, but a lot more than I expected.
Okay. So I just wanted to ask you, tight-knit family, you know, you were within hours of them taking him to a long-term care facility because he was vegetative, and you see this today. You have to use words.
CHEO.
CHEO. That's a good word.
Thank you, CHEO.
That's a good word. And that's why you wanted to share your story, right? Because it was about hope.
It is.
Absolutely. We just, CHEO gave us hope when we thought there was none, and Nick came through and showed everyone he wasn't done.
Absolutely.
Do you have something that you would like to say to this tight-knit family? Because holy cow, they were there 24 hours a day begging you to come out of that vegetative state.
Thank you. Simple as that. Just thank you very much, and I love you.
And we love you, Nick.
Love you, Nick.
Do you remember how hard it was even for you to take that first step? You're inspired by Rocky, I know, but...
When I see the video, I could tell, yes, there were some challenges.
A few. There were a few challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your story. And next year, you'll run to me.
I will. And I'll pick you up.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. We have Pietro Baracci with us, and you're a VP at the TD Bank.
Yes, I am, and really happy to be here on behalf of TD. We're so proud to be working with CHEO, and we have done so for the last 22 years.
Yeah, it's been fabulous support. And you do all kinds of neat things, like even baseball games.
Absolutely. Just a week ago, we had 25 teams, 300 employees, raised $95,000 to play ball for such a worthy cause.
That is great, and you're sponsoring our final miracle match. Flip that over, Pietro, if you'd be so kind. It is a nice $10,000 miracle match. TD Bank, thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Great to have you here. This is it. This is the one you came to write down. Last miracle match of the 2016 edition of the CHEO Telethon. We want you guys to be busy, busy, busy one more time. And then after the miracle match, just keep on phoning because every dollar counts. But TD have been such great corporate sponsors for so many, 22 years. That's a long time commitment. And I know they're going to be back once again. And not only that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 folks from TD on the phones right now. So this is great. All kinds of wonderful support from our friends at TD. 613-738-1450. Toll free, 1-888-738-1450. This is it, the last miracle match of the night. 2 minutes left on the clock. 2 minutes left to make a difference in the life of a child. Could be your child, grandchild, neighbors' kids, co-workers' kids. You may not even know, but I doubt very much that you don't know of a family, perhaps you are one of the families that has used the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. And who knows, one day you may have to go to CHEO. And if you have to go to CHEO, you want the very best for your child. And we want the very best for your child. And the people who work at CHEO want to do the very best for your child. To ensure that, we need to make the hospital strong and stronger. And that happens when you donate. And this is a great time to donate a $10,000 TD Miracle Match. 1 minute left on the clock. Be generous when you call. Our last miracle match is underway. If you're just tuning in, this is a great time to make a donation to the telethon. This is the perfect time. This is the best time. We'd love to hear from you. 45 seconds. 613-738-1450. Toll free at 1-888-738-1450. This is a $10,000 miracle match from TD Bank. So TD is giving you a 100% return on your money. That's quite a bank. And they're doing it in 3 minutes. But now, just 20 seconds left for that 100% return. The folks at TD, amazing staff. amazing employees, a very generous company. 613-738-1450. Thank you so much for being with us. And thank you, TD. You helped make a miracle happen, along with your support. Thank you so much. Leanne Cusack.
JJ, thank you so much. We're going to do something a little unorthodox right now. Could I have you, Anthony, please, to the Costco staff members? This is like a page.
Come on down.
Costco, come on down.
All the Costco members on the phone, come on down and join us.
And we have to do that because we want also to show you the numbers, the volunteers that we have from Costco, because the relationship between Costco and CHEO is profound. It is dynamic. It's long-lasting, Anthony. Put it in perspective for us.
Absolutely. We've been working with CHEO for many, many years. We're very happy to do it. It's not something it's part of our culture. It's if you guys walk through our stores on a regular day, you notice the energy in our stores is just that much better when the CHEO season is around. We look forward to it. It's something very, very near and dear to our hearts, and what we're about to present comes from the passion of our employees, the generosity of our members who donate without hesitation. We're so happy to be here, and we're so happy to be able to be involved in this.
And so many of your employees have kids, and we want the employees to make their way. Don't be shy, guys. Come on in. They're busy on the phones.
Yeah,
come on in behind us, because we have something very exciting. I have not peeked. Only, I think, 2 people know this total. But we are going to turn this check over, and we are going to have a look at what I just saw it, what Costco has brought along. Read those numbers.
$1,625,000.
Graham, I'm at a loss for words. That is gorgeous. Huge hugs, huge Costco wishes. What a number. What a team effort. What a gift to the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario.
That is
Thank you, Costco. Come over, Kevin.
That is an extraordinary number. $1.6 million just from Costco. We are here for our final number. A few thoughts from you before we do the final big reveal.
Well, you know,
Alex.
the thing about the telethon, we always hear stories of triumph, stories of the resilience of the human spirit, and I hope the people who have been watching feel like they've been part of that, because the telethon makes it all possible.
And we want to call anybody who wants to, and please join us here, because this is the big moment. Let's have a look at the final number for the 2016 CHEO Telethon. We're over $8 million. A fantastic number.
That's a record.
Thank you.
That's a record.
That is a record. That is higher than last year. Thank you, Ottawa. Thank you, National Capital Region, and everyone who has supported this fabulous weekend and this fabulous hospital. Thank you for your generosity. More than $8 million.
Thank you. Thank you.